Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. AMC stock is up about 0.5% here on the day today. Now, believe it or not, this week is going to be a crazy week. Tons of economic data, quite a few important earnings as well, including AMC. So not just for AMC, but even for the broader markets, this week is going to be crazy. So not just AMC earnings you have to deal with, you have a bunch of economic data as well. So Monday today is by far the chillest day. I'm going to call it quote unquote chillest day we're going to have this week for our markets. It's just the least eventful day. We really are not getting any big economic data or anything else that is out there moving our markets. But you can see treasuries are moving. 10-year treasuries, at least a little bit today, are up about 2 basis points. You're at 4.28%. Believe it or not, though, the Russell is actually the outperformer on the day compared to the other indexes, right? Russell is up 0.55% today. The Dow is slightly in the green, up 0.02%. The Nasdaq's red, and the S&P is down about 0.15%. What's going on here? Well, I think some of it has to do with NVIDIA, SMCI showing a little bit of weakness today. But also, let's be honest, if the data comes in bad like we're expecting tomorrow, like the markets are expecting, almost negative 5% for your durable goods orders month over month, that's going to mean more rate cuts. Maybe rate cuts coming sooner, and that is good for the Russell. That's good for other parts of your market. So the markets are saying, hey, if the data comes in like we think it will tomorrow, that's good news for small mid-cap stocks. But that's where it's interesting because 10-year treasuries are rising today. So that doesn't make sense. That pushes back on that thesis. I do believe at this point in time you need to see a broadening out of our markets, or you're probably going to see your markets come down. Your big tech names likely coming down. So today is actually great. You want to see the Russell outperform. And clearly, if you're watching this video, you also want to see the Russell outperform because you're likely in AMC stock. Now, let's go over everything you need to know specifically with AMC today. Now, AMC is now up almost 1% on the day. AMC overall has been red pretty much the entirety of the day today. And AMC earnings will be on Wednesday. So after tomorrow's data, I wouldn't be surprised if your small cap stocks do well on that. And then AMC could potentially really do well coming after their earnings. I think, again, it just comes down to, do we get a commitment to not diluting shareholders for 6 months or some kind of period of time? If that happens, AMC stock is going to do well. If that does not happen, AMC stock is probably going to fall and probably going to do poorly. I don't think there's anything in the numbers that is going to save AMC, that is going to cause the stock to go up in any kind of meaningful way. And I really think that is the way to look at it. If you're bullish on AMC, you have to believe we are going to get a commitment not to dilute shareholders. If we don't, AMC stock more than likely is going to fall. And by what degree does it fall? Who knows? If we just get good numbers, everything's fine, nothing's exciting, we'd probably fall 5 to 10% at this point. That would be my expectation. And, I think it's possible that we get a commitment to not diluting shareholders. So that's why I am bullish heading into AMC earnings. And I do have a trade on AMC earnings as well. And I did talk about that a couple of times here on the channel. Just go look at the most recent videos, and you will find that in the title of the video. Now, taking a look at AMC stock today, the sentiment barometer is at 56. That is categorized as bullish. 1 day ago, it was neutral at 52, so that's good news. Message volume is low today, but better than it was yesterday. Yesterday, you were at 36. Today, you are at 41. The participation ratio continues to increase with AMC. That is now at 56, categorized as high. So what does this mean? Well, this means there's more people talking about AMC. It says the participation ratio measures the number of unique accounts posting on a stream relative to the number of total messages on that stream. Taking a look here at the Ortex data today, we'll go ahead and refresh this and take a look at the option activity. And nothing is being flagged today from hedge funds and institutions, but I'll tell you it's likely probably pretty bullish today. Volume 79.62% to the call side, volume to the put side of 20.38%. So very good numbers you're seeing right there. Put to call ratio volume is 0.26. So that means there's almost four times as many calls being bought today than puts. Now that's including hedge funds, institutions, market makers, retail investors. That's including everyone. So if you're looking at the entirety of the situation, people are pretty bullish today in the AMC options market. And I have to imagine that is part in part because AMC reports earnings and someone out there is expecting AMC could do well. Again, that would imply maybe a commitment not to dilute shareholders anymore. Now, short interest percentage of free float, 12.23%, $135.99 million worth of short positions. Days to cover, 1.87, 30.63 million shares that are currently sold short. Shares out on loan, 32.69 million. Cost to borrow, 1.04%. Utilization of 50.25% and a short score of 64.24 out of 100. So some decent numbers here. Nothing too crazy, obviously, but good enough. I do think if AMC stock were to, rally after earnings, I think this helps rather than hurts the situation with AMC, but it doesn't look that crazy. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been in this stock for a while. A lot of you guys have followed this channel for a while, and I think the data over here is not correct, not in the slightest sense. So I still feel that way heading into AMC earnings. I think AMC is hundreds of percents sold short, and the reason for that is simple. AMC has been a very easy short. I mean, short AMC. AMC is going to dilute shareholders. That's been the trade. And I think that's why it's so dangerous right now to be short in AMC, because if that does change, if we get a commitment not to dilute shareholders, even, be it it's a small, possibility, if that were to happen, that is what nobody expects to happen at this moment in time. Wall Street's like, AMC's got to raise $3 billion of capital in the next 3 years. They got to get busy now. Let's continue to short the stock. That's the mentality that continues to go with AMC. And that's ultimately going to work to our benefit if, again, I am correct and we do get a commitment not to dilute shareholders. Now, today, you didn't get much for economic data, but the economic data that you did get did negatively affect the bonds. So it pushed bond prices down and yields up quite a bit. Now, 10 o'clock in the morning this morning, you had new home sales that came out as 0.661 million. The estimate was 0.68 million. So a little bit of a miss there. Not as much new homes being sold. New home sales month over month came in at positive 1.5%. The estimate was, we didn't have an estimate actually. Yeah, we did. 0.9%. Last month's number was revised to positive 7.2%. So an upward revision there on last month's numbers. But this month did come in not that great month over month. But I guess if you're comparing to last month's 7.2% rise, 1.5% the next month is definitely not bad. And then Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index came in at negative 11.3. Last month was negative 27.4. The estimate was negative 8. So I don't know what in this data made bond yields rise and bond prices sell off, but that is indeed what happened today. So a little bit strange there. AMC is now up 1.15%. S&P 500 slightly in the red today. Then TLT is down almost half of 1%. The selling in bonds just continues, and it's getting pretty red out there today, which makes you wonder if stocks will kind of reverse some of these muted gains, if you will, in certain sectors by the end of the day today. Wouldn't be surprised if we did see that happen. The dollar today is down 0.15%. The dollar has risen so much to start 2024. If you do get the dollar that could fall here, maybe your small and mid-cap stocks would also, again, benefit from that. And then gold is down 0.5%. Gold is an interesting one because you rallied ever since October lows, and you've kind of just been staying up here in this demand zone, if you will. Gold is one of those things you want to watch pretty carefully. Or closely, I should say. If gold, continues to break out here, gets another leg higher, you got to start wondering if there could be problems on the near-term horizon as far as the economy, because gold tends to go higher when people are fearful, and it tends to go lower, when times are really good, if you will. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. But that's pretty much it that's happening today. AMC on a technical basis, the RSI is at 47.27, and the MACD is, almost positive here today. Overall, yellow line's above the blue line, so it's been positive in that sense for a while now. And last but not least, the earnings today and after hours: Unity, Zoom, Workday, Hims, Hers, Onic, iRobot, Car Gurus, Everbridge, Heiko, and SBA that will report bigger earnings later in this week. Again, AMC on Wednesday and after hours. You can see AMC here. You also have Paramount, C3 AI, Okta, Salesforce, Snowflake, and Marathon Digital, as well as Duolingo Wednesday and after hours. TJX, Novavax, Advanced Auto Parts, Baidu, Wednesday pre-market. Tomorrow pre-market: Norwegian Cruise Line, AutoZone, Lowe's, Lending Tree, Shift4 Payments, Cracker Barrel, Macy's. And then Tuesday and after hours, you have Devon, First Solar, Cava, Array Technologies, Beyond Meat, Lemonade, Splunk, and Virgin Galactic. So definitely going to get some action this week. Biggest action will be in the economic data. Let me know down below in the comment section what your opinions are for AMC earnings and how the data you believe will also affect AMC. Hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.